Hi friends, I'm Megan.
And I am King Jesse.
Oh, a king. Wow, Jesse. You know, being a king is a big job.
It is? I thought a king could do whatever he wanted. And this king wants to sit on his fancy chair, drink chocolate milk, and watch movies all day.
Being a king is a big responsibility. Kings take care of their kingdom and all the people that live there.
I'd have to take care of people? I don't know if I can do that, Megan. I already have a hard time remembering to take care of my fish, Mr. Finney.
Yes, a good king takes care of his people. He makes sure that the people in his kingdom are safe and have what they need.
Being a king sounds a little harder than I thought it would be, Megan.
Yep, it's an important job, but thankfully, we already have a king. A perfect king.
Who is that, Megan?
Jesus. The Bible tells us that Jesus is our king, our perfect king. Jesus is a good and loving king who takes care of his people. Watch to learn more. When Paul was a prisoner in Rome, people came to tell him news about believers in churches all over the world. Paul had visited many of the churches, and he wrote letters to tell the believers to keep following Jesus. Paul wrote a letter to the church in Colossae. The believers there knew the good news about Jesus, but there was a problem. New teachers had come and told them things that were not true. Paul's letter reminded them what is true about Jesus. This is what Paul wrote. Jesus shows us what God is like. The Son of God was with God before God created anything. He created everything in heaven and on earth. Everything you see and don't see. Everything is for him. The church, all the believers in the world, are the body, and he is the head. God was happy to send his Son to earth to rescue people from sin through his blood on the cross. Paul reminded the believers that their sin had kept them away from God. Our sin makes us God's enemies, but God rescues us from sin and forgives us through Jesus. Paul said, "This is the gospel. If anyone tells you the gospel is something else, that person is lying. Have courage and love one another. All wisdom and knowledge comes from God." Paul reminded believers that Jesus is most important. Jesus is God's Son, and he died on the cross to rescue people from sin. Jesus defeated sin and death and rules as king over all.